like Tableau, Looker, ClickWave, HSRS, Oracle OBI. There are many tools in the market. So this is from Microsoft, and it is mainly used for reporting purpose. We can visualize the data and we can take decisions out of it. So majorly we have three different components in Power BI. One is Power BI Desktop, which is a desktop application which can be downloaded for free, and we can start developing the reports. And Power BI Service we have, which is a deployment package provided by Microsoft. So once development is done in Power BI Desktop, we are going to publish, or we can also use the term called deploy to the Power BI Service. It is a cloud deployment which is widely used across the industry. And in the Power BI Service, there is something called Power BI Pro and Power BI Premium. So these are the two different offerings from Microsoft. Depends on the level of organization and number of users, and the capacity, the number of reports, and whatever they would like to use in Power BI. We have two different offerings. So where Power BI Pro is something specific to the user, that is a license which is given to the user from Microsoft by each and every organization to work on the Power BI service. And Power BI Premium is something which is a premium offering from Microsoft to have even more. Like if I have a large organization with a number of users, we use something called a term called capacity. So we'll discuss this in detail, what is Pro and what is Premium. And the third one is Power BI Mobile. So Power BI Desktop is something we can just assume by the name it is a desktop application, but we can also view the reports in mobiles. Like for example, whatever the reports you have developed in desktop, once you are deployed to Power BI service, we can also view the reports in mobile. These are the three major components of Power BI: Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, and Power BI Mobile. And just see the architecture of Power BI and how that looks, and what is the different ways or different approaches the industry follows as per Power BI development and deployment ways. So let's see the architecture. So this is the architecture given by Microsoft, where you can see the apps here. Apps means sources. From multiple sources, we can extract data. We can load data to Power BI Desktop. And in the Power BI Desktop, we are going to build the reports or develop the reports or develop the visualizations, we can call it another way. And once it is done, we can publish the reports to Power BI Service, and that can be accessible in your desktops or in your PCs, in your mobiles or tabs as well. This is the basic representation. And you can also see there is something called Power BI Gateways. It is very major component once we are in Power BI Service. For example, once your data is loaded to Power BI Service, the report has to be updated each and every day or each and every week or each and every hour. So to get the list of reports to be updated, we use something called gateways. So this will come into picture only in Power BI Service, but not in desktop. Power BI Desktop is completely for development of reports. Power BI Service is completely for deployment of reports. And gateways are something which will be acting as a bridge between your actual sources, your data sources and Power BI Service to refresh the data in the reports. And that can be accessed using Power BI, that can be accessed using your desktop, PCs or mobiles. So I'm just, according to my representation, I just given the same thing in different way, the same architecture in different way. So here we have data sources. So where from data sources, we are going to load data to Power BI Desktop or to SSA's tabular model or data flows. So data flows is one again a new component that was introduced in 2018, I think in October or November. It's one of the self-service ETL components in Power BI, where users can load their own data into Power BI and they can do the changes. So we will see this in detail in Power BI Service. So for now, just understand from various sources, we are going to load data into Power BI Desktop or SSA's tabular model, which is again a data modeling semantic model where we can use for reporting. That also we'll discuss in detail. And once the data model or the reports are developed in Power BI Desktop, we are going to publish them to Power BI Service. So here in between, for example, once we load data to Power BI desktop or SSAS tabular model, so in Power BI desktop, we can do both data modeling and reporting. In SSAS tabular model, we just do data modeling, and on top of that, we can do reporting in Power BI. So after that, we are going to publish those reports into Power BI service. So here we can share the reports to the other users inside the organization, or you can manage the reports, or you can do many things in Power BI service. This is mainly for the content sharing and make the reports available to the users inside the organization and also outside the organization as well. We can also share the reports with the people who are working outside the organization to see the reports. And once it is published to Power BI service, and we can see the gateways in between here again. So from the data sources which are used all in the reports, from there, with the help of gateways, the reports are getting refreshed periodically. It can be 30 minutes, which is the minimum in Power BI, and also 1 hour. We can also weekly schedule we can do. Like that, we can do up to 8 times a day in Power BI Pro and also 48 times a day in Power BI Premium. These are all we'll discuss in Power BI's service. And this is a Power BI admin where this guy will actually take care of all the permissions and security which is specific to Power BI. So this is something which I have visualized in different way, where you can extract data from data sources, load data to Power BI desktop, and build reports in Power BI desktop or data model in SSAS tabular model, and publish or deploy those reports or data models in Power BI service. And this will be managed by or administered by Power BI administrator who is working in your company. So most of the cases in a company, there will be separate administrator or a developer can be administrator. Either it can be both ways because administrator have not much task because a few companies will hire separately administrator for Power BI, and in few companies developer also will work as administrator. So it can be possible in both the ways. And from Power BI service with the help of gateways, the data gets loaded periodically from data sources to show the updated data to the reports. So with the help of gateways only, we can see the data in the report, which is updated one. So if there is no gateways in place, we cannot see the updated data. So this is the basic architecture. Now we'll see what exactly the industry follows, what approach, because there are many approaches in Power BI. Like for example, so this is the first approach and widely used approach. Let's say for example, we have, this is data sources. Let's call it as DS. And from here, we are going to load that to Power BI desktop. Let's call this PD. And here we do data modeling, which is DM, and reporting. And we publish those reports to Power BI service. Let's say it is PS. So this is the one which widely used. Most of the companies, majority of the companies follows cloud deployment. The second thing is the same data sources. Instead of directly loading to Power BI desktop, we have something called semantic layer in between the Power BI and the actual data sources, which is called SSAS tabular. This is called as SQL Server Analysis Services tabular model. So we have two flavors in SSAS. One is multidimensional, other one is called tabular. So Power BI widely used for, SSAS tabular model was widely used for Power BI. And here we do data modeling. And this can be used as source for Power BI desktop to do the reporting. And we can publish the reports to Power BI service. This is other way. This is also widely used. And the third way, we have something called same data sources. And here, instead of SSAS tabular model, Power BI desktop will be there. And here we do data modeling and reporting. And the deployment will be something, it is not Power BI service, there is something called Power BI report server. We call as PBIRS, which is on-prem deployment. So here the first it is cloud deployment, even second also it is cloud deployment, and here it is on-premises deployment. So very few companies use this deployment approach, but if you compare the whole industry who are using Power BI as a reporting environment, so either they prefer the first one or second one, which is widely used, but few companies use the third approach as well. So like this, we have three different approaches where we can load data to Power BI desktop, and we can build reports and publish to Power BI service. And there is also a fourth way. I mean, there are many other ways as well. These are the three widely used approaches. There is also something called directly from data sources. So as I was telling, something called Power BI data flows, which is a self-service ETL, which is introduced in the last couple of years from Microsoft. So directly from Power BI service, we can directly load to data flows, DF, and this data will be stored in Azure Data Lake, and this will be connected to Power BI desktop to build reports. This is also one of the approaches a few companies follows, but the top three are the mainly used, and the top two are the very widely used. So wherever you go, you will see majorly Power BI service with Power BI desktop, or Power BI service with Power BI desktop and SSS tabular model. So this is how the industry follows. These are the approaches in Power BI. So now we'll see how to install Power BI desktop and how to download that and install that. So if you have already Power BI desktop in your desktop or laptop, no need to uninstall that. You can just go to Power BI desktop download. It will give the Microsoft link here. You can just go to this one or this one. So as of now, the latest version we have is March 2020 update, which was just released 1 week back. So currently in my system, I have Feb 2020 update. So either you can uninstall the existing version and install the new version, or you can just download the newer version and this will override the existing one and it will install the new one. So go to the first link and you can see Power BI desktop download. You just go to first option or second option. So just go to second option, advanced download options. Here we can get direct download link for the Power BI desktop. So here you can just click on download and just click on 64-bit setup. Click on next, and this will it is just less than 300 MB. It will just download with less than 1 or 2 minutes. And also installation also very simple, like other Microsoft applications, like whether it can be a Word or Excel or any Microsoft DXC applications, whichever we have in our system, so which will be installed in a very straightforward way. Similarly, Power BI desktop also can be installed in a very straightforward way. It's just clicking on the setup button and selecting the path of the Power BI desktop and click on next, 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 and finish. That's all. So if I have existing Power BI desktop already in a system, it may take little time because it has to override the existing installation, which I already have in system, and it has to create a new setup path for that. So if it is a very fresh new installation, it will be a bit fast compared to that. So now it's already downloaded. Now let's install. So before that, I'll just show I have already Power BI desktop in my system, which is Feb 2020 update. So now we are going to install March 2020 update. So I think from the last 4.5 years, Power BI keeps updating each and every month. So I've been seeing these updates for the many years. And if you compare the Power BI from the very since its launch, there are many updates are occurred in Power BI, and a few are coming and few are they're deprecating the features. For example, there is something called content packs, which was very widely used in the initial days of Power BI. Now they are replaced with apps. We will discuss that in Power BI service. Like that, the new updates keeps coming in Power BI desktop, and the functionalities or whatever the visualizations we are using, that keeps improving or increasing each and every month. So even this month as well, which is March 2020 as well, we have few more updates from Power BI desktop. So we can even further, let's say in April 2020 or May, June, we have a roadmap in Power BI. So what updates they are going to give and what are the significance of those updates, everything they have updated in the Power BI portal, in the Microsoft portal. So we can go and check like what updates we are going to get and what are those updates as a roadmap. And yeah, now here we can just click on next. So make sure if you already open Power BI desktop, just close the desktop before you start installation, because if already open, it will not allow us to install a new file. That's why currently there is no Power BI open in my desktop. So I've just started new installation. As I told, it will take some time to install the Power BI desktop if existing version is already in place. It has to, I think it will not take half an hour or 1 hour. It will just take less than 15 minutes max to install the Power BI desktop. And also, even after you learn the Power BI desktop or Power BI in detail, even after this as well, let's say if you're in April, May, you have to keep following the updates, because each and every month we have new updates. If someone wants to implement those updates in your reporting, in your visualization, in your projects, so you have to keep updating yourself based on the updates what we have in each and every month. That's why it is good to have the knowledge in all the updates, but it is not mandatory that you should implement those features in your reporting, because in few companies, even the last update, I mean the last Power BI desktop version they're using is December 19 as well, because few companies using even before August 19 desktop also they're using, but still they're building the reports. It doesn't mean that we have to download the newer version only to build the reports. Even you have the older version of Power BI desktop as well, you can build reports and you can publish to Power BI service. But it is good to have a latest update each and every month in your system, and also so that we can also keep track of updates whatever we have in Power BI, and also you can learn something to implement in your organization. And also it will not like for example, even the old reports also will work in a newer version. For example, let's say the report which were built on Jan 2019 or even before that still works in Power BI update. I mean, even March 2020 update also, whatever desktop we have, if you open those reports in your Power BI desktop, it will open. It will not throw any error. But initially, when you try to open those reports, it will give some warning. But again, it will open and it will work fine without any issues. So now it's going to take some time. So next step would be like, it will be this next will be enabled. So we have to click on next, next, next and finish. That's all. That's the only thing we have to do to install Power BI desktop. So let me pause for some time, and we'll just continue once we have this next is enabled, and we'll continue the installation. So we have next here. We're going to click on next. So it will be asking to accept the license agreement. Just click on accept, click on next, and it will be asking the location, I mean the destination folder. So by default, it will be C program files Microsoft Power BI desktop. So if you would like to change your system, you can change, but this is the default path. You can just go ahead and continue. Click on next again. And this is the desktop shortcut, because we frequently use this for our reporting environment. It is good to have on your desktop. Just click on install. So that's all. It's very easy. Now once it is installed, we can start developing the reports. So before developing the reports, we'll just go through all the options in Power BI, because there are many options we usually work in Power BI desktop. For example, let's say there are 100 options in Power BI. It is not like all the developers will work on all the 100 options every day, but it is good to know what each and every option does. But you may work on those or not, because it's not everyone work on all the options. Even that not be necessary to work for the development environment. Few may require very few options to work in the day-to-day reporting needs, and few may require even more like that. So initially I'll just make you understand what exactly the options available here, and what each and every option does, and whether we use those options regularly or more frequently or not. Everything we'll discuss in detail. So I think installation has started. It is going to complete in just a couple of minutes. Now it is going to remove the old files and trying to install the new version of desktop. So it was it's completed. So we can just launch the Power BI desktop by clicking on finish. So this will be the same even at your end. The same process follows. You can just download the Power BI desktop application. Just double click on that. It will be asking for acceptance of agreement and location. Just click on next, 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 and finish. It will just take max of 15 minutes or just less than 5 minutes. So now we can see it is Power BI desktop is opening. It is a starting screen or welcome screen where we can see whenever we try to open Power BI desktop. So now we have Power BI desktop. This is the welcome page of that, and this is the new interface, because in the older versions we will not see this one like this, because now I think in the last couple of months, as per the updates, regular updates, they have completely changed the look and feel of Power BI desktop. Everything was changed. The what we are seeing here is completely different compared to the older versions of Power BI desktop. But the functionality will be same, but the look and feel changes. It's completely modern look compared to previous versions, but the functionality remains same. Even before it was same, and now it is same. So now here it is Power BI desktop, and one thing is we no need to log into Power BI service to work on Power BI desktop, because if you see there will be something called a sign in option. For example, in my if you see, there is something called login. My name is there. So it is not mandatory to be signed in to work on Power BI desktop. This will be required only if you want to publish the reports to Power BI service. Once the development is done in Power BI desktop, if you want to deploy the reports to Power BI service, then you can sign in and you have to publish. So this will be, we can learn this once we complete Power BI desktop in detail. So we'll come here, and how to sign in and how to publish everything we'll see. So this is the Power BI desktop, how to download and how to install. So next session we are going to see what is this home, insert, modeling, view, and what are these three buttons here, and what is the file, and we have many options again under file. We will see everything in detail in the next session. Thank you so much, guys. Please practice. If you have any questions, please post the comments. Thank you, everyone.